Okay, today I'm going to show you how I would cook a really nice roasted lamb. I'm going to use a bit of shoulder for that, so there's the roasted lamb. Now I've got my tray here and I'm going to put, first of all I've just got some rosemary, so I've popped that in there, and I've got 4 cloves of garlic. Now what I'm going to do then is literally just pop the lamb on top of that, so we just pop that on like so. And then what we're going to do is just season it with a bit of salt and pepper and put a bit of olive oil on it, pop it in the oven. Okay, just before I season it, I've actually just very slightly cut a few little things, little slits there. Part of that is the presentation at the end, but the other reason is when you put like your salt, which I'm just about to do, pop that on, put a fair amount of salt on it, and again your pepper. It kind of goes into the sort of little gaps, and you know, it makes it much more seasoned inside as well, so it tastes really nice. So plenty of salt and pepper, and we've got some olive oil. Again, if you haven't got olive oil, you can use something else, to be honest with you, but I'll just pop some olive oil on there. That'll just stop it sticking and make it a little bit more moist as well. So we're now going to put it in the oven at about 190 degrees and cook it probably for about 2 hours, to be honest with you. If you want to make it really tender, you can actually cook it slower at about 170 degrees and do it for sort of 3 or 4 hours, and then it becomes really sort of soft and tender and falls off the bone. But I'll do this one for 2 hours at 190, maybe even 180, see how it goes. Don't want to burn it, just cook it slowly and make it nice and tender. Now I've got that in the oven. I'm going to check it every sort of half an hour, because it's always good to keep an eye on your meat and things. In the meantime, I'm going to cook some roast potatoes, and I'll add those to the actual pan so you get all the flavours as well. So keep checking it every half an hour and make sure it's not getting too burnt. At some stage we need to turn it over in about an hour's time, so we'll leave that cooking now. Okay, I've been cooking for just over half an hour, and I'll just let you have a quick peek. Look, I think you can just about see that. It's starting to look quite nice. The juices are flowing, and the smell is unbelievable when you open that oven up. So I'm going to leave that and check it in half an hour's time, which will be halfway through the cooking. Okay, I've been cooking the lamb for 1 hour now, so I'm just going to whip that out and show you. Looks good. Now what I'm going to do is take it out, and I'm going to turn it over now. So flip it over and then leave it cooking for another half an hour, and then we're going to flip it one more time back again. So total cooking time 2 hours, and at the moment we're at 1 hour stage. I've taken the lamb out, and I'm going to try and carefully, if I can leave these bits behind, doesn't matter otherwise, just flip that over like so. That's it. Now this is a good opportunity at this stage, just if you've got any potatoes that you've boiled, partially boiled, and you can make some roast potatoes. So just going to pop some of those in there, because they're really good and they suck up the juices. So you know, we're going to just put that back in the oven now, and all the flavour just goes into everything. Okay, while I'm waiting for the lamb to cook, I've got some garlic in there that I've peeled, and I'm just going to squash that down and make it quite small. And then next time I pull the meat out the oven, which is going to be not very long now because we're nearly the hour and a half stage, I'm going to take some of the juices out and fill up this, and basically it'll all sort of mix together, and then we're going to just pour it on, you know, about 10 minutes before the end. Okay, I've been cooking for an hour and a half, and firstly what I'm going to do is just turn over this for the last time. We've already turned it once, turn it back again, and that will just slightly crispen on the outside. I've added a few potatoes. I'm making some roast potatoes on the side. I've got a separate video for that, so if you want to learn how to make really good roast potatoes, very simple, that's it. So now what I'm going to do is take the juices, or some of the juices, out of the pan here, and pour it into, I've got some garlic here which is already chopped up fine, and I'm going to just pour that in there like so. That's it. And in about 15-20 minutes I'm going to pour that over the the meat, and that will just basten it lovely. You can basten it as many times as you like. So I'm going to pop that back in the oven and do the last half an hour, and this will be ready to eat. Okay, I've taken the meat out and we've been cooking for 1 hour and 45 minutes. The temperature's been between about 170, 190. Now I've got my garlic there all chopped up, and I took some of the juices earlier. Now what I'm going to do is just basically pour that over the meat now, and we're going to just cook it for another 15 minutes. Scrape the garlic out because this will really add to the flavour. And before I serve it, I will just basten the actual meat one more time with all those juices, all the flavours of the rosemary and everything. And obviously the potatoes, you know, again, you can whip them over, put them back in the oven, and these are going to be scrumptious. Okay, I've been cooking for 2 hours, and as you can see, we've got a really nice piece of lamb sitting in front of us. The garlic's slightly browning because you want it slightly brown on top. Now it'd be a good opportunity to rebasten it, so basically hold on to the piece of meat, tip it into your pot, whatever you're using, and pour it over the top. Obviously if you've got roast potatoes, they're always really nice when you can mix them with all the flavours of the meat, and obviously in this case rosemary and a bit of garlic. That is a fabulous roast dinner, Christmas dinner, love it. Okay, I've got the lamb, and I'm just going to pour some of the juices, the basin of all the juices. Look at that. And this really makes it succulent and juicy. That is absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to just show you inside it. I'm just going to cut a little bit of this off and try it. A little bit of this crispy bit on top. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Try a bit of this. I can taste the garlic, the rosemary. That is really good. I really love it.